Gauge Bronies, it is the Verd back with you again. Welcome here to another TCG video. Today we are going to be looking at Pikarom. There aren't too many lists right now going around for Pikarom that have had really good performance placings recently. But I did see a video by Tricky Jim and Andrew Mahode, who is a very established Pikarom player, and it was vaguely a list kind of like this as to how he saw Pikarom going forward. I think the only change that I made from his list was, can't remember, but I think I put in an Absol. I'm not sure if his list had the Absol or not, but I think that Absol really helps Pikarom against the current Mewtwo iterations. Mewtwo can't just simply smack down and everything. The Jirachi has to have an energy to retreat, or they have to have one of the switches, and that is one of the hardest things for Mewtwo to do, is have the switch. But I am very much a novice when it comes to Pikarom. This is going to be me kind of learning the deck, I suppose, and learning combos, because I think that heading into the next format, as we saw from the most recent Japan Cup that Pikarom actually won, is going to be a very strong deck heading into the Sword and Shield meta. So learning a lot of the combos now is what I'm going to try and do, and I'm going to try and take you guys through them too. So the standard things in Pikarom is obviously Pikachu and Zekrom for 3 energies. You can attach up to 3 lightning energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon for your deck. So similar to Arceus, Dialga and Palkia, only much quicker to get out with the way that they run it. And then Tag Bolt, if you have 6 energies on this, you do 200 to the active and then 170 to a bench Pokemon, so that's really nice. Then you also have the Chuchus. So Tandem Shock, if it goes from bench to active, does 160 and paralyzes. And Lightning Ride, if you have, I think it's 5 energies on this, it does 250. So after 1 Electro Power, you're knocking out pretty much everything in the meta, which is solid. Tapu Koko Prism, Dance of the Ancients, basically if it's on your bench, you can discard it. Similar to Marshadow, and if you do though, you get to attach 2 Lightnings from discard to 2 Pokemon on the bench. I did go over the Absol, it's just here for Dark Ambition, being able to shut down retreats. Then we have the Oranguru. It's here because of resource management. So with resource management against the stall decks, you can consistently find custom catches and then be able to out them very easily, so you don't just lose to Dullstall, which is really strong. Zapdos with Thunderous Assault, if it was moved from bench to active, you get to do 80 damage, which is really nice. Then we have the Jirachis, just using Stellar Wish to be able to find the top 5 cards of the deck and just thin out a bit more. And then we run the one-of Marshadow to get rid of things like Chaotic Swell, so that we can put down Power Plants and then just easily run over things like Keldeo, which can be a little bit annoying for this deck. Other cards maybe that you haven't seen before, Electro Power. The electric Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage in that turn, so that's really important for something. So for instance, Electro Power onto Full Blitz from Pikachu and Zekrom will just one-shot a Keldeo, which is really nice. It also, like I said, means that Lightning Ride, if you have the extra energy, will be able to, with 1 Electro Power, knock out a Mewtwo or an ADP, which is nice. Any other cards? So Stadium Nav, flip 2 coins. For each heads you search your deck for a Stadium. So you're mainly hunting for either Power Plant or Thunder Mountain. This is probably the most busted card in this deck, I'm not going to lie. So Thunder Mountain, the attacks of Lightning Pokemon cost 1 less, which is crazy, because that means that Pikarom only needs 2 energies to declare the Full Blitz. It means Zapdos doesn't need a single energy, pardon me, to declare Thunderous Assault, which is kind of nuts. Like the other two, it just accelerates Pikarom to like a turn 1 Full Blitz, which is like really good pressure to put on. We have a tag switch to shift energy. We do this so that like we can have both Pikarom and Raichu set up and then choose which one we want to attack with for the turn. The last card maybe that's new to you guys is Volkner. It is a primarily electric support card. You search your deck for an item card and an electric energy and add them both to your hand. So really solid. Pretty straightforward deck. Will become a lot stronger when we get things like Tapu Koko V, Magnolia, things like that. I think those cards being introduced are going to be very helpful. We actually had a ladder reset so we can get some more Ultra Necrozmas, which is pretty cool. I might do an Ultra Mally deck thing, and then the full art we can get this time is Looker. So we'll see if we can scoop up Looker today, but we did find Pikarom. Okay, so we're going to give Pikarom a try. I'm really sorry if I make some horrible plays here, guys. I am very much learning Pikarom. Maybe in a video after this I'll get my friend Sobi on. He has much more experience with Pikarom. It looks like we're playing against Malamar for our first game. It could also be Tina Chomp, actually. Don't know why I thought Malamar. I'm so used to seeing Psychic and being like, yep, that's Malamar, but we do have Tina Chomp now as well. So this is a pretty good start for us. We get to start Jirachi with a switch in hand, which is super good. I think our opponent's going first. So we're going to bench the Pikarom on the off chance he gets to do his bunch of combos and reset stamp us. I'd rather us start with it. Yep, so we are playing against Tina Chomp. I'm not really sure what this matchup is like, if I'm being honest with you. I suppose we're going to find out, but it's looking okay-ish right now, I want to say. Really just depends if we can find that Coco, because I think we have, like, the Tag Call can find us the Raichu, and then we can use, like, Cynthia and Caitlyn to put one in the discard. Okay, so they do the Wheezing play. So with Roxy now, it means that Calamitous Slash will just one-shot us if they get the energies on, which is a little bit annoying, but we'll roll with it. This is the deck, the Wheezing deck from Leisure. I'm actually trying to build this deck. I'm just short a Wheezing and a Lure Ball, so I'm just trying to scoop those up in trades, hopefully soon. So our opponent doesn't start like anything ridiculous. We can actually attach the Escape Board here. We can put an energy on Pikarom for turn, and then I think we'll Tag Call. So we definitely want Raichu and Raichu, and probably Cynthia and Caitlyn, I think, are the two cards I want to thin out of the deck here. Mainly because we definitely want to bench the Raichu here. The whole plan is going to be trying to accelerate to a tag switch play. We just want to full blitz this turn. That is the plan. So I think what we want to do first is Acrobike. Acrobike is probably better than Tag Call here. Tag Call would thin more. I suppose that's better here, is to thin more. So I'll Tag Call again just to grab Pikarom, Mallow, and Lana. Thin this deck out as much as possible. Then Cynthia and Caitlyn. We're going to discard the Lightning Energy. Nothing to add. Let's draw 3. Okay, we have an Electro Power. That doesn't really help us too much. The Absol is kind of nice if they're stuck on switches. We have yet another Tag Call, so I guess we just thinned everything out. So what we're hunting for here, there's nothing we can really get that gets us the attack we wanted this turn, unfortunately. We got Volkner for next turn, which basically gets us everything we wanted. It gets us Stadium Nav, and yeah, I think this is fine. So we'll just pass. Volkner next turn will get us Stadium Nav and the Lightning Energy, and if we hit the Stadium Nav, then we get, sorry, our opponent gets 2 heads. Only needed 1 Wheezing though from the Lure Ball. If we can Stadium Nav, then we'll be able to get to the Thunder Mountain and then be able to fire off a, okay, he's going to get damage on everybody, that's fine. So, oh, he had double Wheezing, so really spreading that damage around. Going to make the Blacephalon a potentially tricky thing to play around, but he has to be careful how many times he uses Miss Magius, I think, as well. So, he could just try and GG end us here. There is very much a possibility of that happening. We have seen him dig here, so I'm just wondering, he surely, well, I mean, if he has Miss Magius, he probably would have used it by now instead of Tag Calling. Or he would have whiffed the Tag Call to actually be able to use Miss Magius. So we see a linear attack for knockout. That's kind of fine, actually. Jirachi did its job for us. And I think now we can actually put our opponent under a fair bit of pressure. So we are going to draw. Okay, so pretty much all we have to do this turn, I think, is just be able... So we go for Volkner. We just need to hope that Stadium Nav is in the deck. There it is. So Stadium Nav and a Lightning Energy seem to be the cards of choice here. All we gotta do is just hit 1 heads off the Stadium Nav, and then we can use Thunder Mountain to do some damage. So let's hope, guys. 1 head. That's just game. That's just game. Like, We need to hit heads there to be able to get Thunder Mountain, to be able to have a Raichu set up, so if he knocked us out, Raichu could then knock him out, but that's just... What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's just part of the game, I suppose. I think we started off kind of slow. Opening Cynthia and Caleb was probably the worst supporter we could have started with, which sucked. Would have much started with anything else. Well, Mallow and Lana, I guess, subjectively could have been worse. We just didn't have like a lot of things we could use, which was unfortunate. So I guess we'll go first here. Try and set up a pretty established board heading into next turn. Yikes. Okay. Not a great hand. Can very much be changed though with like a Volkner. Volkner would be really nice. Potentially also a Jirachi. So like drawing a Jirachi, we can use Switch. Bring the Jirachi up. Maybe we can make something work here. I really know this is not looking great. I'm so mad too because that last matchup's actually so favourable for Pikarom, but we just didn't hit heads. We see an Ultra and a Crosmo, which is super weird to see since there's no double Dragon Energy. So I don't really know like why it's here, but we're just gonna attach one energy and pass because we can't do anything else. Pretty rough situation to be in. I may have to throw out a bunch of these cards just to try and custom catch it next turn. Really not ideal, but I don't want to be stuck with just Pikarom in the active. I feel like a good opponent is going to be able to take advantage of that completely, so I'm hoping that the next top deck can be something useful. Like Jirachi would be amazing, because we could switch the Pikarom, give the Jirachi a skateboard, and actually do something. We see a Metal Energy attached. And I'm not sure what else my opponent's going to be able to do. I mean, if we can find Stadium Nav or Volkner next turn, we have a chance just to attack for game if they don't bench anything. Okay, well, let's see what we can draw. We draw Marshadow. I mean, I guess it's good to have on the bench. Sure. Red Knuckles technically would do damage to this because it's an Ultra Beast. Not going to be very helpful, though. I don't... So what we could do here... I think I actually might do it, because if it gives us a chance to win, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to chuck in a skateboard on here. I'm going to switch the Marshadow to active. Then I'm going to reset down my opponent. I know that gives him cards, but we're accelerating to a win here on this turn. Then we're going to catch it for 2. Okay, sweet. We have an Acro Bike. Come on. Alright, we got the Volkner. Alright, sick. Let's go. So Volkner, let's grab Stadium Nav and Lightning. So all we have to do is hit a heads. I didn't check to see if I actually had Thunder Mountain in the deck, but we're going for it. Come on. Okay, cool. There's Thunder Mountain, that's game. We win. Thunder Mountain. Retreat. And Full Blitz. Just like that, guys. Just like that. That, though, felt like a really... weird matchup, but that's what I'm showing you, like what we could have done against that against the Teenachomp player. That is what I expect this deck to be doing consistently. Unfortunately, like we kind of bricked both games. For that game, we were able to thin a bit more and take advantage. However, against any other deck, having just a Marshadow on the bench would have been like really weak. So I don't know, I feel like it still wasn't great. We had to dig, but we did find exactly what we needed, which was awesome. Looks like we are playing against a... looks like we're playing against another Teenachomp. We do win the coin flip, so I guess we will choose to go first. Try and get an established board before they can do all their shenanigans. We do open pretty good here with the Marshadow. I do think that's a solid card to have on the bench. A couple of tag calls are not bad either. Actually... I have a switch in hand, so I'm going to hold off on the Marshadow because I can get the two Jirachi, and I much prefer that. So my opponent opens Blacephalon, it's really good for us. So we're going to Picom away the Marshadow here to get to the Jirachi. Let's chuck the Jirachi down. Let's put down a Power Plant to make him more likely to ditch his Power Plants in this game. Let's tag call here for Raichu. Wow, everything else is just... prize. Okay, so Raichu comes down. We're gonna switch, bring up the Jirachi. Gonna hold on to this tag call in case we get reset stamped. I'm just gonna Stellar Wish to see what we can find. Volkner is amazing, so we'll take that. So we'll Volkner and grab Probably Stadium Nav and the Lightning still seems like the play. Probably hold on to the Stadium Nav, just attach here for turn, and pass it back over my opponent. So the hope is that we can find a switch card with Jirachi plus Cynthia and Caitlyn, and then be able to Stadium Nav into the Thunder Mountain, into the full blitz. That's the plan we kind of have going here, guys. I didn't want to overextend my hand. I think holding on to what I have is fine, because if he reset stamps me, he's giving me more cards, which I'm cool with. In hindsight, I could have held on to the Volkner, but he would have known that I would have added it, so he still would have got rid of it. I think this is fine. So we see a Roxy from our opponent. Probably going to ditch double Wheezing. That's fair enough. So double Wheezing ditch means 20 on each Pokemon. It's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. What's going to happen now? I still feel like we're in a really good spot. We see a great catcher. Probably going to bring up the Raichu. Yeah. Okay. I don't mind that at all, to be honest with you. So we hit the Lightning Energy. Okay, so we hit the Lightning Energy. And we have Mallow and Lana, so all we have to do is Stadium Nav and flip heads. And of course, why would we? Jesus Christ, we have been unlucky this game. Okay, so I can Mallow and Lana into Jirachi. I don't think that's the play though. I think we Cynthia and Caitlyn here. Discard Tag Call. So we have no way to search for Thunder Mountain now. I just really hate how that happens. That's really frustrating to me, seeing that happen. Because, like, again, we just missed out a chance on full blitzing, knocking this thing out, and then being in an amazing position. All because of that one coin flip. Like, it's pretty annoying. We have 2 coin flips, 2 chances to make it work. It's very frustrating. But we are going to pass. Our opponent puts in a weakness guard and throws out the greens. So next turn we do have like Mallow and Lana plus the energy, so like we can get it done next turn. The fear is now though, well, they did just put on a weakness guard though over any other energy, which means they probably can't Calamitous Slash us. Which is good. We're going to take an extra prize here. We could be at the mercy of a reset stamp. But at this stage, like, we'd only be getting 1 less card, and frankly... Okay, so he chooses the linear attack, the Rachi. Fair enough. We get a custom catcher, not really too big of a deal. We could Volkner here for a switch. I kind of prefer that than using my Mallow and Lana. We want to put this Garchomp and Giratina under a bit of pressure this turn. So, I think we're going to throw out a Volkner to grab the switch, and then obviously a Lightning Energy. They seem like the best cards to grab. So we can switch up the Pikarom. And I think we're just kind of free to full blitz this Chomp. We'll grab these 3 energies and we're going to put them onto the Raichu. So if he has a Mallow and Lana, so be it. I think him playing Mallow and Lana is pretty weak for him this turn, if anything. So we're looking okay. If we had another custom catcher, this would be ideal, but we don't. I still think we're in a really strong position. He can Misdreavus again, but then he goes down to, like... I don't know, if he Misdreavuses again, his worry is going to be, like, potentially Electro Power into Tag Bolt GX, because... Well, I can Tag Switch, yeah. If I drew into, like, Tag Switch, Electro Power, like, maybe I could smack some things. We are going to see a Tag Call. So they did choose the greens. So do they have Knockout is what I'm wondering. They have Karate Belt. So yeah, they have Knockout here with Calamitous Slash. But they are choosing to... They have no energy on their Chomp on the back though, so... We have a Mallow and Lana in hand to switch up this Raichu to get Knockout, so I feel like putting up Jirachi is fine here. Get Coco Prism down, that's pretty good. We have nothing to search though, which is a little bit sucky, but We have Electro Power in hand, so we have Electro Power Lightning Ride to just seal the game next turn. So I think we just go for the Stellar Wish here, see what we can find. Power Plant's not bad. Volkner looks like being the best option out of everything we have here, because that gets us our Escape Board. So we Volkner for an Escape Board here, and a Lightning Energy. Because then we can... we could have also... no, I think this is fine. Okay. Sick. We're going to Skateboard onto Jirachi here, so we can get the knockout. And then the hope is that the only downside of this, right, is not having yeah, we switch, and we have no way to drag anything up either, so we just Tandem Shock here for knockout. The issue is not having Reset Stamp. I think Reset Stamp right now would have been incredible. I think we're still in an okay spot though. We are at the mercy of a Reset Stamp from our opponent, but we have double Mallow and Lana that we can search out with Tag Call now. Absol doesn't mean shit, so he brings up Tina Chomp. But Tina Chomp here can go Fighting Energy for like linear attack. We see a counter gain, but they can't declare GG End, so that's good. They have no way to declare GG End this turn. And they have to like double Miss Magius for counter gain to actually work right now. Oh no, I'm ahead on prize, so counter gain 100% works. I don't know what I'm talking about. So he may choose a Mysterious Message here. I'm trying to think of like what my opponent is searching for. I guess they're hoping to find maybe a Reset Stamp here, since we'll be down to one prize and they're just going to try and lock us out. But I don't know, like, we see the green, so I assume they're going to hunt for a Reset Stamp here, 100%. I guess the way I'm looking at this matchup right now is that I have the Lightning Ride ready to go, and I haven't used a single Electro Power yet. So if I can find like a Volkner or a Jirachi to find that thing, then we're good. Because I think he's just going to choose to linear attack the Jirachi this turn. So we get one card here, which is Volkner, so I think we're good. Yeah, because he linear attacks and knocks that out, but we have Volkner, which should be able to get us the Electro Power, and then that should just seal the deal. I guess we were really lucky there, though. But, I don't know, we hit Reset Stamp, which is pretty dope. Locks our opponent down, and then we hit Volkner too, so we just grab Electro Power and win, I think. Unless my maths is wrong. We just grab Electro Power, and we Electro Power this, and then Lightning Ride, right? Yeah, 280, cool. So maybe got a bit lucky that we hit the Volkner, but I think that we drew into Reset Stamp anyway, which would have really shut him down regardless. We could have just gone for the safe Tandem Shock, and he would have had to have top decked an Energy in order to win. And I think that was in our favour then, to probably win that one. So yeah, that's how I expected the matchup against Garchomp and Giratina to go last time. But both times, I can't believe we weren't able to hit that Stadium Nav. If we were able to hit that Stadium Nav in both games, it would have been over so much quicker. But it's okay. So we'll see what our opponent can do here. They've chosen to go first, and we've actually taken a mulligan. This actually would have been a sick hand if we'd opened with Jirachi, but it is what it is. Looks like we're up against some kind of fire deck. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I think the best part about this deck is just the charging ability. Like, yeah, you can take one knockout, but then I can just immediately respond. We actually open up pretty strong here. We've got all the boys on the bench. I'm liking this. And we have a Volkner too, so I feel like we just have a lot of stuff to work with right now. So, double Jirachi from our opponent. We open with the Goon Squad. The cool thing is too, that Zapdos can immediately just knock out a Jirachi, which I like a lot. So we're playing against Reshizard. I feel like this is an okay matchup for us. Volkner can grab us Tag Call plus an Electric Energy. Or we grab the Escape Board plus an Electric Energy and just get an instant knockout with Zapdos. I don't even mind that as an option. We do see double Jirachi come out, so we could just get an immediate knockout on a Jirachi. Whether I think that's the play is another question. We'll just have to see how the turn goes. So we see a Fire Crystal added, probably not the best card this early in the game. We see a Cynthia and Caitlyn instead of a Welder, so really slow start from my opponent. Wait, they discarded a Welder. Did they assume Welder was going to come back? I guess they just didn't have any fire energies, that's why they did that. That's pretty unfortunate for my opponent. Maybe still no... Wow, no fire energies to attach per turn is a huge advantage for us. We hit a second Volkner, which is incredible too. Given that they run Jirachi, I think I'm going to put down a power plant. And I think I'm going to Volkner before I do anything else. So we're going to Volkner and grab probably the Escape Board and the Lightning Energy. So we can definitely get a knockout this turn with Zapdos. Well, I'm not going to attach yet. I think I'm going to chuck the Escape Board on Jirachi, and then I'm going to Acro Bike. There's our Tag Call. I don't like ditching an Electro Power, but I think Tag Call is just too valuable not to play right now. So we can Tag Call and grab both Pikarom and Raichu. So we want to do this because, like, Jirachi now has a Stellar Wish, which can grab us not a whole lot, if I'm being honest with you. I guess another Tag Call is probably the play. Maybe a Tag Switch. No, I think Tag Call's fine. So I think we will just take that immediate knockout, given that we can use Coco next turn if Zapdos gets knocked out. So we can attach to Zapdos for the turn. We can retreat out to said Zapdos, and then just Thunderous Assault for the knockout, which I like. Getting extra prize is always good, puts a bit of pressure on the opponent. That switch is actually really good for us. So all we really need now, I suppose, is some lightning energies in the discard. So we do see the Marshadow come down, which means that he could Dede change. I just had a feeling he maybe has a Dede. Well, he hits Giant Hearth anyway, so it doesn't matter. He hits the Giant Hearth. He discarded a Welder, so I assume he's holding on to another Welder. You normally... Players won't discard a Welder unless they have another one in hand. So we'll see a discard here for Hearth. We'll see the Charizard start to get rolling. But at this stage, I think it's fine, honestly. I don't know. Like, we have Volkner, which can grab the Stadium Nav. All we're missing is a way to, like, discard an energy. That'd be ideal right now. Well, actually, no, we're not. We have Giant Hearth. So if we draw into a Lightning Energy, we could discard it. So there is that. Okay, well, he's letting us have a knockout here if we want it. It is tempting. Honestly, I think we'll take it. So we can switch back up the Jirachi here. And then we can Volkner. So obviously we grab our Lightning Energy. The question is, what do I want to grab as the other card? Probably Stadium Nav, I think. Set ourselves up for next turn, right? Because if the Zapdos gets knocked out, then we just go into Zekrom and put in God's Work. So yeah. Put this on the Zekrom, because we still have... Okay, so I think I'm going to Tag Call before I Stellar Wish. Let's grab Cynthia, Caitlyn, and Malolana. And then we'll Stellar Wish and see what we can find. Switch is good. Another Volkner is also very nice just for finding the Lightning Energy. I do like that a lot at this stage. So I think we will just grab another Volkner. I don't think there's any other card we necessarily need right now from that list that was there. So we can retreat back out to the Zapdos and knock out a second Jirachi. The question is whether we want a Stadium Nav now to shut down more potential searches. It would suck to Stadium Nav now, though, and then not be able to hit the Thunder Mountain. So I think we're going to bite the bullet and save it for next turn, and just take our knockout on another Jirachi here. Okay, we grab another Pikarom. Pikarom's not bad here. It's not really something we need. Next turn, we're going to aim to nav into doing some plays. The other fear that I have this stage is potentially them weldering onto this Zard and just knocking Pikarom out. But that's why we have the second Pikarom here, so maybe it won't be too bad. I don't know. We can put a fair bit of pressure on him right now, though. So we'll see what my opponent decides to do here in terms of what they'd like to attack. We may even see the Ninetales use 9 Temptations on the Tapu Koko. I personally think that'd be a misplay, but we'll see what my opponent wants to do. They actually played on a Heat Factory. That's good for us because they're wasting their own stadiums. So they should have either enough energies to 9 Temptations into Welder. The question is if they want to 9 Temptations up like Raichu or Pikarom just to get a knockout this turn. Or if they're going to choose to knock out at Coco. It is going to be the Pikarom. Okay, so they attach there. Are they just going to choose to Flare Strike? Is, I guess, my next question. Okay, it is just a Flare Strike, so we can obviously take that Flare Strike like a champion. I think our play here is to Stadium Nav and hope that we can hit the Thunder Mountain. And then go from there. So, let's Stadium Nav. Jesus Christ, why? What did I do? What did I actually do in this game to make it be like, you can't do anything? Okay, we need a plan B now. So Flare Strike has just happened. So we could grab a switch with Volkner. That's just so annoying, dude. Okay, we need to think. I don't even know if I want a Volkner. I could also just Mallow and Lana here. Heal some damage so that he can't just bring me up an Outrage again. He's forced to GX. I don't mind that as an option. What would I discard though? Probably Pikarom. Or do I let this die so then Coco has energy to work with? I think I'm actually going to Cynthia and Caitlyn. So we're going to choose to discard... Probably Pikarom. No, it can't be Pikarom. We probably discard Volkner because we're getting a Volkner back, right? Discard Volkner to get a Volkner back, and then draw. Okay, so we have double Electro Power. This doesn't mean shit unless we don't, like, we'd have to Acrobike here into Thunder Mountain. Okay, we get Custom Catcher. Does that help at all? No. So I guess we go Power Plant. So we can pretty much lock our opponent down. So what I'm kind of planning to do here, guys, is I'm going to let him have the knockout and then structure my strategy after that. I'm going to let him outrage me for knockout. I just think this is so bad. Like, I don't think there's anything I can do, though, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, we just lose. It's really unfortunate. How have we had so many games where I've just whiffed this Stadium Nav and it's just changed the entire game? It's very annoying because if they have Welder in hand, we just instantly lose because they can just outrage this for knockout and then double blaze our Raichu and that's just it. And our only chance from here is being able to Tandem Shock. Tandem Shock Paralysis is like our only chance. So he will outrage for knockout. He actually only attaches 1 energy for turn, so maybe there's a chance. Okay, so what we're going to do is reset stamp into Power Plant, and that should be a good way of locking him down primarily. So we hit Cynthia and Caitlyn, that's fine. So we're going to reset stamp for sure. So Power Plant doesn't shut him down 100% because there's a Mars Shadow still there, which is super annoying, but it's better than him having Heat Factory, so we got to do that. Now, there's one Lightning in the discard. We probably have to Cynthia and Caitlyn this turn. Well, we have Jirachi too. Jirachi could find Thunder Mountain. So the question is, who are we putting the energies onto? All he needs is 1 fire energy, and he will knock out anything. I guess we just put down Pikarom for the sake of it. There's no way we can knock him out this turn with any attack, unfortunately. So I think we have to Jirachi first. No Thunder Mountain. All we hit is Acrobike. Acrobike could still be potentially useful if it hits us a Lightning Energy in the discard here. Oh my god, that is perfect. Okay. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I played Power Plant this turn, so I can't even Thunder Mountain. Okay, so I have to attack with Zapdos first, and then maybe I can get a knockout. So 2 Lightnings in discard means now is the time for Dance of the Ancients. We're going to put it on you and you. That one there, done. Okay, so they're set up. I guess we Volkner for tag switch, right? I don't even think we've attached for turn, so I think we Volkner. Maybe for another Electro Power, honestly. And a Lightning. At this stage, yeah. So, attach. Can't play the stadium. Triple Electro Power. So, I have a path to victory that I can see. We just got to play it out. So, the plan is to retreat Zapdos in... Sorry, retreat Jirachi into Zapdos. Thunderous Assault. And then we'll see. It all comes down to if my opponent has the 1 fire attached for turn and the 2 fires then in hand for 9 Temptations. So they get World back, that doesn't matter. It's down to if 3 of their 6 cards are fire energies. If they are, we lose. If they're not, I think we win. So, let's see. Because we have triple Electro Power. Onto... triple Electro Power goes to 240, which means it'll knock us out with full Blitz, and then set up a Raichu on the bench. And then it'll have nothing. So, that Acro Bike probably just saved our ass. If my opponent, though, does have the 3 fires in hand, they'll just win. Because they can use 2 of the fires to gust up the... Oh. Wait, he attached there? Very interesting. Okay, we're gonna put this here. Okay, so... We're definitely Thunder Mountering and we're definitely knocking him out, right? So my thing is, can he knock anything out with Ninetales to win the game? I don't think he can, so I think we just got him here. I think we just Thunder Mountain. We Stellar Wish, and... Probably just grab a Custom Catcher at this stage. No need to Resetting Hold, do anything stupid. We just retreat out to Pikarom. So, Helmet decreases the damage by 30. So we need to hit 220. I think, right? Hold on. So he has 190 remaining. So it's, yeah. I think we have to use all of them. So 1, 2, 3. And full Blitz. Yep, we get Knockout. And we get 3 energies onto Raichu. Perfect. Take 3 prizes. And I just don't know what he can do. I don't really know what my opponent can do now to win this game. The only thing we're missing is another Custom Catcher. I think we've only discarded 1 for the entire game. So Reset Stamp is fine. Like, I kind of expected it, but unless you're benching something that can stop me, this doesn't matter, because I can just get Knockout. I suppose, like, getting rid of the stadium could be a little bit annoying if I'm stuck with Pikarom inactive. In hindsight, maybe it was better putting all the energies on Pikarom, but then he could have also just used Ninetales to gust up Raichu. In this scenario, it's like I just draw into a Switch or a Mallow and Lana or any of my energies, and I'm fine. So our opponent is digging deep, but I don't know what they can find that helps them here. They could charge up another Reshizard, but they can't attack with this Ninetales unless they welder onto it, and they're 3-shotting us. And all we have to find is 1 energy to attack with. So they play half, sure. We also have Reset Stamp to shut them down if they get to a big hand again. So we'll see. They play down Heatran. Alright. Attach for turn. They could still discard for half, I believe. They just happen to run Cynthia. I don't understand why. It makes no sense for their deck to run Cynthia, but hey, they do it. They have nothing they can attack with right now. So they may just pass and I can just Reset Stamp them, and nothing has been gained by them. It's just a game of like, when am I going to draw into my outs? Which I have a lot of, because all it takes now is just one lightning energy and I win. Even Heatran coming active doesn't matter, because one lightning energy and I go for Tag Bolt. We see a great catcher. How does this help you? Raichu can just kill you. I don't really understand that play. Like, I guess he thinks that this won't knock him out, but again, it's the same situation as last time. One energy and I knock you out. So I'm a bit confused. We draw in a custom catcher, so I think we just go for a reset stamp. And then catcher for 3, and all we have to do is hit a lightning energy, and there it is. Cool. Attach there, and lightning ride. Alright, cool. Good game. So yeah, I don't know how the hell we won that game, but we did. I'm gonna take it. I'll tell you guys now, from my experience playing this deck, I think the deck is actually incredible. I haven't actually played it properly before. I have honestly really enjoyed playing it. The thing that some of you might find discouraging with this deck, after watching me play with it, is you thinking, oh, I'm just going to miss the coin flips every time and it's going to suck. But as I've shown in some of these games, even missing that coin flip to get Thunder Mountain, you still have a way of getting out of it and winning. So that's pretty insane. Maybe a second stadium nav would be good, but I just don't think it's worth it. Normally, I would say you are going to hit ahead and you're going to get to that Thunder Mountain and you're going to be able to push for that early full blitz. And I think with this deck, there is just so much pressure being put on. Because in like some other decks, say you go for full blitz onto an ADP, and then you're able to put the 3 energies onto Raichu. If your opponent goes for Mallow and Lana and then like brings it back up and attacks, then they've still got 30 HP on there, which means if you can find like a tag switch, then like if you Volkner find a tag switch and you have a switch in hand, Raichu can just lightning ride and knock out that ADP. And then like they're just in a really bad spot after that. So I don't know, a lot of decks also aren't running a high switch count. Like some of the one prize decks are running high ones, but tag team decks are more relying on Mallow and Lana to kind of save them, and by consistently going for Tandem Shock, and you put a lot of pressure on them to waste that as their supporter for the turn when they want to be using other stuff. Like Tina Chomp really wants to use greens like every turn, but if you're forcing them to have to Mallow and Lana instead, it can really stymie their progress. So yeah, I think it's a really cool deck. I recommend that you guys try it out. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know, like, subscribe. Next time I do a video with Pikarom, I'm gonna get Sobi to kind of help me out with it. I know he has a really cool Pikarom list that we could try out, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. My name is Verd. I'm out this week.